kind of a choppy game out there in terms of
rival game, man. That's what it was. You know, we knew it would be that type of game, and you know, I don't think we disappointed either team for the fans. I mean, I think it was an exciting game. Obviously, 2-2, 4 goals in the match, and you know, back and forth. You know, obviously we had most of the flow and the possession, but they finished their chances very well. They're a good side. We're happy to get a point, especially considering we went down a man and we're down a goal. For us to pull that point out is incredible. You know, this team continues to do things that amaze me. You know, we've gone 10 games without a loss, and throughout those 10 games, we've come from behind. In some games, 2 goals, and this is just another example of what this team is made of.
What did you think of the red card?
I haven't seen it on tape, you know, so I really can't say, you know. So.
What about the fact that you're just alluding to that, Caleb, in terms of you didn't play? It seemed like you didn't play a great first half. Lost possessions on forced errors. You lose a man, you go down twice.
Yeah.
Just the character of this team in terms of the growing confidence they seem to have when they get down on the road.
Yeah, this team just has that kind of never quit, refuse to lose, and you know, you hope, I've said this before, but you hope you can kind of harness it in a team, and some teams just never have it. This team hasn't. You know, we've seen that, and it's not just the first game, it's like the 5th or 6th game where our backs are against the wall, and we somehow find a way to get a result. You know, this is a good result. It's a point on the road, especially considering the way the game went. For us to get a point, I think is positive. But we also leave the game a little bit grounded, you know, and remain hungry because of the fact that we didn't get 3 points. So in a lot of ways, it's a good lesson too that we need to start games a little bit more on the front foot. You know, we had chances, we had a lot of the ball, but I thought overall our energy could have been a bit better to start the game. And that happens, you know, when you go 9 games, now we're 10 games without a loss. You know, you start to get some casualness that creeps in, no matter what you say. And you know, I think because of the way that we started and the way that we dug ourselves a hole, I think we'll use that as a lesson. And if you can learn a lesson while winning or tying, that's better than learning a lesson while losing.
And how is Darlington Agnew doing after that injury?
I don't know. You know, he had a little ankle, so if it was that, I'm sure it'll be sore. But you know, he recovers very quickly. Darlington's a pretty durable kid, but I haven't heard the update from our medical staff yet.
A little bit of everything in this game. You had some bad mistakes. You had some pretty brilliant individual plays. What do you take out of that as a coach, and how do you build on that going into DC?
Well, I think every game, you know, you can have 2 different perspectives, right? I mean, we could have a negative perspective on this or a positive perspective on this. You know, I have a positive perspective on it because it wasn't our best day. I didn't think we were poor, but I didn't think we were great. But in the end, we're getting results on days where we're not at our best. And that's what you want. That's a mark of a good team. That's a mark of a winning team. It's a mark of a winning club is on a day where you're, you know, a bit off, you still find a way to get a result, and we did that today. You know, with 34 games, you're going to have days where you have off performances, but what we're getting out of this group is we're getting ties or wins on those days versus losses on those days, and that allows us to continue to move up the table, to keep momentum going. It allows us also to not let teams close ground on us. You know, so as much as we get a point, we stop them from getting 3 points. You know, the conference games are basically 6-point swings, so it's huge for us to come here, and we got to come here again. So we wash this game out, and now you make it a 1-on-1 home and away. So this result was huge from that standpoint.
Jose Valencia hasn't had a bunch of opportunities to get on the field this year, but when he has, he's made the most of them. What do you do with a guy like that? So young, is it tempting to rush him into the team too quickly?
No, I think we've been bringing him along the right way. I mean, we understand his talent. We're very excited about, you know, his future. You know, he's the type of guy that you're going to put in when you're chasing the game, and we haven't been chasing games much. You know, New York, we were chasing the game, we put him in there. Montreal, we were chasing it, we put him in there. But since that, we haven't really been chasing a whole lot of games. And today, we felt like we needed a little bit of an extra push with a player, and he's a dynamic player, and he pulled a play off that helped us get the point. So, very happy for him. He gets rewarded, for his hard work that he's done in training, and he hasn't gotten a whole lot of minutes. But with his minutes tonight, he did very well, and that gives us even more optimism for his future in the club.
Did you think, going into this year, Caleb, that you could still be talking unbeaten on the road?
Yeah, because that's just the way I think. Maybe it's naive, but I go in every game thinking we can, and yet I understand we're not going in every game, but we've not gone in any game thinking we're going to lose. We've gone in every game thinking we're going to win, and we've lost one and we've tied some, we've won some, but I really don't change my approach when we're away whatsoever.
Time for one more. I think your team responded after you were down to 10 men.
Well, you missed the first part of this, but you can ask it again. I thought we responded well. We dug deep. It's not the first time we've done this. That's why I'm real proud of this group, because we have a pretty special aura in our team right now, where we just never quit, and we find ways to get results. And this is the 5th or 6th time that we've done that. We've come down or come back from being down 1 goal, 2 goals several times. We pulled a result out in Seattle in basically the 90th minute. We came back from 2 goals down against New York. We came back from 2 goals down in the second half against Colorado. Against Kansas City, we came from behind twice to get that result and win 3-2. So we really just have I think a mental toughness and a spirit in this group that really leaves me. That's probably the most exciting thing about this team, is that we have that, kind of that winning fiber, as I call it. Once you have that, you really have a lot of confidence that your team is going to be able to grind out results. And we want to be a team that at the end of the season is in the mix. And as much as we'll play good football and we have some good, talented individual players, we also have a great team spirit and a great chemistry. And like I said, a mental toughness that I think will really carry us through on days where, some days you're just not going to be on like you want. And I thought today we dominated possession, but our overall maybe sharpness could have been a notch better. We made a few mistakes, a bit flat for periods. But in the end, we come back down a goal, down a man to get a point, and we stop Vancouver from getting 3 points and making up ground on us, and we basically washed the game out, which is what I said here. It's great, because now it's a home and home. So we wash out this result, and it's a two games here, right? 1 game at ours. Now it's 1 game here and 1 game at our place. So we want to, if we can, with all the 3-game series in conference, we want to come out on the positive side of points.
I probably missed this as well, but what did you think of Will Johnson today?
Will Johnson was like he is every game, to be honest with you. Chara and Johnson are just dynamos in midfield. They're battlers and fighters and scrappers, and they can play a bit too. So he's a great leader, good captain, and he's a guy that puts his shift in every single game.